How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Zwift race. This is going to be a short one. The race wasn't all that exciting. I don't think. This is stage 4 of the Zwift Unlocked monthly racing series. I did stage 1. I end up winning that race in the slightly lower category. It was ended at 390. It was 300 to 390, something like that. And I will link that somewhere in the upper part of the screen somewhere. But this is stage 4 on the new New York map. It's Spinfinity, and it's 12 miles, a little over 12 miles, with 500 feet of climbing, so relatively flat. So I was pretty sure that it was going to end in a kind of a bunch sprint. My kind of game plan, since I never done this map before, I knew there was a bump in the middle, so kind of save a little bit for the bump in the middle, and then kind of see what happens if anybody tries to take off an attack, maybe join them for a little breakaway. Otherwise, just try to stay in the bunch and see how I do on the sprint. But so I'm going to speed up most of this section, and see a couple little attacks. I don't think maybe one or two I try to bring back, but I mostly just try to stay in the bunch. I was kind of working on trying to draft a bit better in Zwift. I do end up getting spit to the sides quite a bit. So I have steering, and I try to not back in, but there's always people there, and it says no, and there's a little red barrier thing that comes up on me, and I'm not great at it. So I'm trying to get better. I think it has something to do with constant power. So you're averaging what everybody else is averaging, and you're in the middle, but if you're a little less or a little more, then they spit you out the side, thinking you're going to move up or move back, or I don't know. But so I'm working on that. I think I do an okay job on this one. But speaking of drafting, I do it every power up. There were 4 or 5 power ups in this race, and every one of them I got this drafting power up. I was looking for an arrow one, thinking that it was going to end in a sprint, but I did not get any. So drafting power ups for me, and that is it. So I end up throwing those on the downhills quite a bit to try to save a little energy there. But a new thing in the New York maps are these little boosty sections. They bring you up the subway ramp. This is a 20% grade for just a short period of time, but it kind of boosts you up there. So it's really just a 3 or 4 second little stand up and hammer for a few seconds, and then you're back to riding again. But I think they're kind of fun, kind of like the London ones. The London ones could use those. They're a bit tricky. All right, so we're on what is, I guess, the main climb of this map, so the Brooklyn KOM, and I'm just kind of staying up at the front here. So I do, put in a little bit of a 2 or 3 minute threshold effort there. You can see in the graph down there, sort of the yellow section. Towards the front, at the top of that little climb, and I'm feeling pretty good at this point. What was the heart rate? 171. Yeah, so no, not terrible. There were 43 riders that started the race, and about this point, I think we're in a pack of maybe 25 or 30 here, or it could be the next climb where some guys drop off a bit, but so we end up towards the end with a group of 25-ish riders. So it is most likely, even at this point, I'm thinking it's probably going to come down to a bunch. So I'm just trying to kind of conserve as much energy as possible. It's a pretty quick race. Like I said, 12 miles, 12.5, so it's half hour ish that it ends up being. And this is, what is this? This is the next group racing score category up. It's like 330 to 450, I think. It's like that middle section. Yeah, 330 to 450-ish, I think, is the group. And right now I'm racing at 367. I got, like 15 or 20 points for winning the last race, which is, probably in the wrong category on that one, just because I hadn't raced for a long time. It had been, months since I had done much Zwifting, so my score dropped quite a bit. But so at 367, and we'll see what we can do. There's a bunch of guys in here that are around like 440, 450. So yeah, it's a stronger field than the last race. So you see a couple guys here trying to try to get off the front, maybe, or just put in a little. So I put a little bit of a effort to make sure that they do not get off the front. But the we're back. We're in our like 25-ish group, and we're inside like 2 miles to go, and it's relatively flat from here on out to the finish. So it's pretty much set that it'll be a bunch sprint. And if you've watched any of my other videos, like I have an okay sprint, but it's not, I would not call myself a sprinter. So what I try to do is just leave a bit early, start my sprint a bit early with like maybe quarter mile-ish to go. That tends to be my strategy, just trying to keep the pure sprinters behind me for as long as possible, and hope they don't catch me at the end. On Zwift, I think that's, for me anyway, that tends to work out. So that is what I was going to do here too. So staying towards the front, and then trying to react to any like late moves, or try to follow anybody who's going to go early. So that is what I was going to do. That's the plan anyway. But we're getting to be about a mile to go. There's one guy off the front, but I don't think that the pure sprinters are going to let him dangle too much. They're going to pull him back. So I am not going to chase him back. I am going to sit right where I am. And I am in a pretty good spot, I think. Again, Zwift is kind of like, churning me around a little bit, but I think I do, a pretty good job of hanging out like right near the front on this last little section. So I was happy with that. Looks on the mini map up there, it looks like there's a slight downhill. I don't really remember much of a downhill coming into the finish, but it was fast. So this last mile or so was quick. I guess there's a little bit of a downhill, but that's about it. All right, so inside a mile now, and I'm still feeling pretty good. This was, relatively chill race, I think, in the middle. So I'm, I have enough energy. I don't have an arrow power up like some of these guys, because I did not get any, all drafts. Which was unfortunate, because I kind of did want that for the finish, but it's all right. I'm gonna try to draft off of other guys who get them. All right, if I remember right, this race was a couple days ago. So this was October 28th, 29th. It is Halloween today. It's the 31st, so I think it was the 29th I did this race. So about half a mile to go, and I see this guy in the black jersey. So he takes off what I think is a bit early, but I'm kind of ready. So I kind of want to take off like after the next guy. So guys are already like starting to ramp up their power here. And so, there he goes, that black jersey. So he takes off. And I think, okay, so that's probably my time. So I see the yellow jersey here go, and I'm like, all right, that's it. So I go ahead and throw my sprint. If you guys are already off the front, I'm thinking I'll pick them off, hopefully, and follow Yellow Jersey in. Unfortunately, he was a little bit too far away, so I did not get much of a draft on him, but I do end up just catching the Black Jersey at the very, very end. So I end up second, which is, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. It's good. So average 215 watts, which is about 3.5 watts per kilo for me. I mean, that's, a decent finish. So my racing score actually does go up quite a bit. So like I said, I start at 367 and I go up to 391. So yeah, it was a pretty good result. I'm happy with that. And yeah, we'll get into more Zwift racing over the winter. So feel free to subscribe to see more of that. And thank you for watching.